How appropriate that the first book report I do is on doing church as a team. Before I started at Layton Hills Baptist Church as their pastor, I was reading this book, so it should be the first book. Changing the name of a committee to team does not create teamwork. Renaming something never accomplishes the goal. Unity, cooperation, and teamwork in ministry are biblical ideas that the typical American church struggles with. And doing church as a team empowers church leaders to move into a biblical model of serving. That's why we should read and study this book. The book's major presupposition is everyone is a minister. It's about full engagement in service. We are designed for each other and to work together for God's purpose. God's plan extends beyond personal salvation to include working through the saved to serve others. The model of teamwork needs a high percentage of involvement. Involvement happens when passive spectators become active servants. This involvement increases the overall impact in the community. Full involvement in service represents the major challenge for the application of this model because every pastor wishes for high levels of involvement and faces thousands of excuses and rejections. To shift to a community of teamwork, issues of serving, giftedness, vision, alignment, and principles of change must be examined. Doing church as a team focuses on serving and giftedness. Teams require a change to everyone ministering and everyone serving. This change empowers the individual and encourages multiplication. It necessitates an atmosphere, an attitude of service that creates servants and servant leaders. The key for each person is to serve where they fit by applying their giftedness. Where everyone ministers and serves in their giftedness, every person fulfills their incredibly important role of fulfilling God's plan. The book uses the acronym DESIGN, D-E-S-I-G-N, to aid connecting people to ministry. Desire, experience, spiritual gift, individual style, growth phase, natural abilities. A key element to teamwork, servants and servant leaders, is to build an ever-increasing core of servant leaders by believing that they are there, providing easy access into leadership, and building confidence in others. Did you hear that? Believing that they're there, providing easy access into leadership, and then building confidence in others. Teams need servant leaders. The book explains the importance of vision and vision casting in order to create a culture of teamwork and full involvement. Change to teams requires vision and vision in alignment among the people. Vision. The idea in this book is that we become what we believe. We become what we believe. So the vision we have as a team defines who we are and who we become. The book provides 5 guidelines for a God-glorifying vision. Birthed and aligned with the Bible, you want it to be biblical. Consistent with reaching the lost, that's our mission. All the details need to be hammered out. The vision has to be clear and concise, and the vision must guide every activity. If the activity doesn't fulfill the vision, then somebody else ought to be doing it. The strength of any vision lies in alignment. Vision caught and shared by every person involved. Alignment begins with every member understanding the direction and echoes it in their heart. This requires consistent evaluation for success. Doing church as a team discusses how to approach change and transition. Change and transition. Change scares people, and change within the church requires patience and nurturing, because the church is not an organization or a business, but an organism. It's an organism with living parts. It's the body of Christ. Several principles aid the transition to teams. Understanding the process, identifying biblical visual reminders, saturating the visual reminders among the leaders, and reassuring the people by what will not change, and then displaying the visual reminders everywhere, because change is scary. Teams need nurturing. The right culture will nurture the teams and thus communicate the values and vision to keep a right culture. Nurture. With clear principles, wonderful stories from Hawaii that made me want to go visit, and end of chapter preparation questions. I love the preparation questions. Doing church as a team teaches a new model of ministry for America, but an old model from the New Testament. Doing church as a team is an important book because team ministry originates in the Bible, and the American church struggles with it. We need to read this book. We need to study this book. We need to figure out a way to implement the principles within. Let's do it, my friends.